What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got something really exciting going on. Today we're going to be working on doing an install and review on the Memphis Shades fairing kit for a Dyna Wide Glide, which is my bike right here. So we're going to be doing the fairing kit on the front, and I'll show you how to install it, and I'll give you my just general review on what I think of it. But I read a lot of good reviews on this fairing, which is why I went for it, because there are a lot of different options out there. I did see a lot of generic versions on eBay for around $100, but I didn't want to go with something cheap that wasn't going to work or hold up. So I went with the Memphis Shades version because it got a lot of great reviews and it looks really good on the bike. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Now again, the weather is really bad outside. It's been raining and snowing and hailing. It's still a little bit cold outside. So I figured today is a good day to work on my bike because I wanna get it ready so that come springtime, I'm ready to hit the road. But for today, let's jump into the unboxing of the Memphis Shades fairing kit for a Harley-Davidson Dyna Wide Glide. Okay, so in the box, it's gonna come fully packaged with a nice padding to it to protect it, wrapped up. It's got all your model numbers on it. Let me get a pad here. We'll set that aside there. Now, all of this is purchased separately on Memphis Shades website. I purchased the fairing, that's one cost. I did purchase the 15-inch smoked out windshield that goes with that fairing. That is another cost. I did get the black version of the Headlight Relocation Kit. The reason you need this is because this will actually relocate your front headlight forward a little bit, because with the fairing sticks out a little in front of your headlight. So this actually will push your headlight forward so it looks streamlined with the fairing. That way your headlight is not recessed behind the fairing and looks dumb. So I got that. And then I got the full mounting kit with the quick release brackets. That way I can take the fairing on and off as I want, because some days maybe I'm on the highway, I want to put the fairing on. Maybe I'm just driving around town with my wife and I really don't want the fairing on, I just pull the tabs, pop it off. So having a quick release setup like this is very convenient. And I'll show you how to get all this installed here shortly. Look at that. Okay, so this is what I wanted you all to see. Now this comes in a very nice gloss black from the factory look. Now, this is supposed to be painted. So if you're gonna paint this to paint match your bike, this is designed to be painted. But because my bike is black and this already has a nice gloss black finish, I don't even know if I'm gonna paint this. I'm gonna see how well this finish holds up. And then if it starts to get bruised up and scratched up over time, then I'll paint it. But I think for now, I'm just gonna leave it as the factory gloss black because I think it'll go really well with my bike. Here's another thing. Now in here, you'll see a lot of the generic knockoff versions on eBay will not have this bottom piece. I just think it completes the full look of this fairing. And again, in the back, all nicely molded. Everything's done up real nice, real thick, real nice finish. And this is gonna look really sharp on this bike. Then, we open this up. Now there are different sizes and different shades, whether you want clear or smoked out or tinted black. I went with the light smoke 15-inch windshield, which actually goes on here basically like that. I wanted it to have a smoked out look, but I didn't want it too dark to where I can't really see through it very well. So that's basically what it's gonna look like on the bike, okay? So, we got that. I'm gonna put this back in the bag for now because the windshield is gonna be the last thing we actually do. But that's it for the unboxing, okay? Next, we're gonna get into putting all the hardware and mounting kit on the bike, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I just went ahead and took out all of the pieces out of the packaging. So I have a few of my tools over here I plan on using. Here are your two brackets that mount on the inside of your fairing, which we will get to in a minute. And here are the 4 fork brackets that actually mount to your fork that these brackets actually mount to. And then this right here, this piece of here and the 2 grommets there, that's for your headlight relocation. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is take these grommets off. You want to unbolt this, take this whole assembly out, and take this little rubber grommet in the middle. Okay, that little metal rubber grommet right in the middle there. You want to take that out. So all 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to take those 4 rubber grommets out, and then on the inside of the fairing, on these 4 holes right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, you want to put those rubber grommets into the hole so that the flat part lies on both sides, so that you have a flat part on the outside and a flat part on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'll be right back to show you what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so I already got 3 of the grommets done. There's 1, 2, and 3. And you see how it becomes flat on the inside and then it's flat on the outside? That's what you want to do. So I left 1 grommet left that I wanted to just show you how easy this is. So once you take the grommets out of the brackets, all you want to do is slide them in to the hole. Just kind of pinch and shove them in there. And once they're kind of in there, then you can grab it from the other side and do a little bit of pulling and tugging. And then there you go. So that's basically what you want to do. You want to get all 4 of those rubber grommets in those holes and make sure that the rubber grommet is flat on the back side and on the front side. All right, now let's get the rest of the brackets installed on the fairing. Okay, so as you can see here, the opening for your headlight is towards the bottom. So I'm just turning it around, okay? So these brackets can really only go one way, right? Now you want to make sure that this hook, like this, is facing, the open end of the hook is facing down, and you'll see when you line it up, that's what it's supposed to look like. And then all you're going to do is take those bolts that we took off originally to get the grommets out, okay? You take your plug from the outside, which will go on the front, push it through, and then you're going to mount this right to that. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back to show you what it looks like. Okay, we're back. I got both brackets installed, as you see here. Now again, you want this opening to be facing down because that's how it's going to hook onto the fork brackets. I got all the 4 bolts in. So this is what it looks like on this side. That's what it looks like on that side. Here's what it looks like from the front. Nice and clean. Okay, now I just hand tightened these brackets down for now until I get everything lined up to where I want. And then once everything's lined up hand tight, then I'll quick release this fairing. I'll tighten everything down at the very end, and then we'll be good to go at that point. So the next step in the process is that we're going to go ahead and loosen up the front headlight. We're going to loosen this bolt here, and then we're going to loosen the bottom bolt. Once we get that loosened up, then we're going to go ahead and actually take the headlight off and put the relocation bracket on, and then bolt it all back down hand tight. That way, again, we can make final adjustments later. So let's go ahead and work on that. Okay, so we got the headlight bracket taken off. Then you want to get your extension bracket. Now keep in mind, your headlight relocation bracket might look different depending on which bike you end up having. So this is a 2010 Dyna Wide Glide. So this was the bracket that they sent me. So it might look different than yours. But if you're doing this on a Dyna, you typically want to make sure the bracket's sitting like that so that the curved end of this goes up like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and just start it on the front hole because there's 2 holes. I'm going to start it on the front hole for now, just because I don't know where the right location is going to be once I get the fairing on. So this is why when we put everything together, we hand tighten everything so that we can make our adjustments later. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, mount it back to the bike, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay, so essentially that's how it's going to look. You have your extension bracket here. Now again, there are different adjustment holes here, so I'm just going to leave it that way for now, hand tight. But once I get the fairing on, depending on where the fairing lines up with the light, I might have to make some adjustments to the bracket. So now, the next thing we need to do is start working on putting our fork brackets on, which are going to mount here and here, and the same on the other side. So once I get those lined up to where I think they need to be, then I'll come back and I'll show you sort of what we got to do. Okay, we got the fork brackets mounted. Now, one thing you do want to pay attention to is they come in 2 pieces, okay? So you don't want to just clip the 2 pieces together where they join right here. You don't want to clip them together and then bend them around your fork. You want to put the back plate on, and then you want to put your front piece on, like right below it, and then just gently lift it up to where the groove slides in, and then they lock in together. That way you're not bending the bracket. So that's the first thing I want to bring to your attention. The second, the location of these tabs. You want these round tabs here. You see how they kind of stick out past this piece here? You want those facing forward. So if you face them backwards, when you turn your handlebars sharply, these tabs, if they were back here, sticking out, might hit your tank. So you want to make sure that they face forward. Now, keep in mind, these are all hand tight for now. Once I get the fairing on, we're going to have to make adjustments to the height, okay, of these brackets and the spacing between the brackets. So I'm going to have to make all those adjustments, and then I'll have to make adjustments to where the actual headlight's going to go. Now, keep in mind, this is a factory headlight. Eventually, I might end up replacing this headlight with something black or LED or something like that. So your positioning on the headlight relocation bracket is going to vary depending on what your bike is and what type of headlight you have. But it does come with different mounting holes to make those adjustments. So I'm going to go ahead and actually tighten this up a little bit so it's actually sitting up where it should be. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the fairing on and see if I can line it up. I'll make a few more adjustments, and then we'll be right back with what adjustments are needed to get this lined up. Okay, we got the brackets all mounted up. It took me a little bit of playing around trying to get everything lined up. I did realize, because I do have the factory headlight on still, I actually did not even need the headlight relocation bracket. So when I do upgrade my headlight to something a little bit more shorter, then I might need the headlight relocation bracket to pull the shorter headlight forward. But because this one's already long, I didn't end up needing the headlight relocation bracket. So I actually just went ahead and put the factory headlight bracket back on, got my headlight into position, put my brackets on. I measured about 1 inch from underneath this top tree right here, 1 inch down to the top of the bracket. So that's where I set my first bracket after I got everything lined up. Then the instructions say about 2 inches, but mine were about 1.75 inches. So I did 1 inch here, and then 1.75 inches down is the top of the next bracket. So now it'll look like this. So again, I got my brackets on. I'll tighten all this up in a minute. So the first thing you want to do is put your bottom bracket here on both sides. You want to stick that in the bottom first. Once that's in, then you push back and lock these tabs. And there's a little tab right here. You see right here? Push that forward. You see how that little piece pops up? Push that forward and then it folds up. So basically when you lock it in, you'll push this down and lock it into place. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna slide it on. Put the bottom piece on. I still have to adjust my headlight a little bit. So you put your bottom piece on like that. Push the top piece in. Okay, now we're locked on. Now, as you can see, the factory headlight in the factory position sticks out a little further, which I really don't like. So I always knew I was gonna go with a new updated LED headlight, something even black. Now I have more reason to go upgrade to something because I don't like how that sticks out past. So what's gonna happen is I'll probably be buying a new LED black headlight that'll be shorter, and then I'll need that relocation bracket to pull it forward to fill in this gap here. But that's basically how it's gonna look. Okay? Now, if you take a look at behind, that's what the brackets are gonna look like. So you see how this tab right here, when you pull that forward, it unlocks this bracket, you flip it up, and that's how you actually detach it. So that's what's nice about having a detachable fairing kit set up like that, because it's very easy to take the fairing off. So the next thing that I want to do is I'm gonna have to adjust my handlebars, which I'm not sure where I'm gonna like them, because with the windshield coming up, it's probably gonna hit my bars. So I'm gonna have to take my bars and pull them back towards me a little bit to make it fit. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen my handlebars, line up the windshield. That way I know where my handlebars need to be, and then I'll tighten down the handlebars, then I'll take off the fairing. We'll go ahead and mount the windshield to the actual fairing, and then we'll put everything back on at the end. So let me make those handlebar adjustments and we'll be right back in a second. Okay. I got pretty much all the bolts put on the windshield and have the windshield mounted to the fairing. Now I just wanted to show you real quick. The bolts for the windshield are gonna come like this. This top piece right here, closer to the head, is what actually goes to the windshield. This bottom piece right here is what goes behind the fairing. So I left one out so I could just show you how to do it. All right, so all you're gonna do is take the bolt. Now keep in mind, these are plastics, so you do not wanna over tighten these or you're gonna strip them out. But you're just gonna push it through and thread it in from the back. Just a little snugger than hand tight. And that's it. Okay everybody, we are done. So we got the fairing and the windshield installed on the bike. I had to make a bunch of adjustments. Now keep in mind, this is not a very hard install. It just takes a lot of tinkering because you gotta play around with positioning of your handlebars to your headlight to the windshield. You just have to tinker around until you get it right. But overall, it's a very easy install. And so far, I'm really happy with it. So let's take a closer look. Okay, so here we go. This is basically what it's gonna look like on my bike. Now I will say, it does look stupid with this headlight sticking out. So that will be something I'll be doing in the near future, is replacing that with a more blacked out, low profile LED headlight. That'll pretty much make that front end look really, really nice there. I will be repainting my tank all black and blacking all that out as well. I will be blacking out my turn signals and my tail lights, and probably even get black pipe covers here, because I really want to try to black out this bike as much as I can. But as far as the fairing goes, it looks really good. I like that it's a quick release so that I can easily take it on and off when I don't want to use it. Now again, these are 14-inch rise handlebars I have there, and as you can see, the windshield comes just slightly above that, which is really nice because that'll block a lot of that wind. It comes right through here, right into my chest and face. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to get any wind in my face. I'm just saying that this will cut back on some of that. Now, the main purpose of me getting this fairing was really so that when my wife and I go on longer trips, like a whole day trip, it's just gonna help cut down on some of that road debris that might be coming right up through there into my chest and face. Plus, I actually like the look of it. And now I might eventually go with a darker tinted windshield there, just because I went with the lighter smoke look just so I could see through it clearly. But now that I'm looking at it on there, I do like it. I think it has a purpose. I just think I might go a little darker and get a second windshield and go from there. But that's it. That is the Memphis Shades custom fairing for a Dyna Wide Glide. Now keep in mind, this is a really nice high quality fairing. This is not some cheap eBay knockoff that will not even stay on the bike. I mean, this thing is solid. I mean, it is not gonna move. Those brackets right here are very sturdy, and the quick release bracket right here is really nice. Now I went with the quick release brackets, and I wanted the convenience of being able to take this fairing on and off very quick. Okay, so let me show you how easy this quick release bracket kit is to take the fairing on and off. So right now it's on there stable. You're gonna reach under, grab those two tabs, unrelease them, lift them up. While your finger's still on the tab underneath, pull back, pop it off. That's how quick it is. And then when you want to put it back on, remember, you start with getting your headlight through the hole, put your bottom brackets on first, and then you lock in the top. So what you're going to do is you just slide it over the headlight, line up your bottom brackets to where they got to go, lock them into place. There you go. So that, my friends, is how easy it is to take the Memphis Shades fairing on and off your bike once it's properly installed. Now this will take some time and a little bit of tinkering to get everything lined up to where you want it, because again, just because the brackets are lined up vertically up and down doesn't mean you don't have to make a little bit of rotation to them to make the mounting of the fairing easier. Because again, this is not an exact one size fits all. A little tinkering is needed to make sure that when you get this put on, it slides on and off very easy. But overall, the install is simple. It's just all the tiny little adjustments you might have to make to get everything lined up to where it goes on and off very easy. But overall, I will say this, I really like this fairing. Now, I have not tried any cheap knockoffs to compare it to, but from what I've read online, they are pretty cheap. They fall off, they break, they don't stay mounted to the bike. And I didn't want to go through that. I wanted something with some better quality, and that's what I found on the Memphis Shades fairing. So the finish is really nice. Now again, I just have to wipe it down, but it does have a very nice gloss black finish. So again, this is meant to be painted, but I'm not gonna paint mine. I wanna see how long that finish lasts, because I'm going with a gloss black look on my bike anyways. So there's really no need for me to repaint this gloss black when it's already gloss black. I'll just go ahead and wax it, ceramic coat it, and see how long the finish lasts. But I really like the finish of it. I really like the overall quality of it. The quality of the windshield's really nice. The viewability is really nice. Now let me show you what it looks like from the driver's view. Okay, so that's basically what it would look like looking out. So you can see, now I gotta reroute my cables a little bit from the cable extension, but again, you can see through that very clearly. Now again, my actual eye height is just above it. So I'd say really, this top of here is pretty much hitting my chin. Okay, so I can actually see over it and have good viewability, but still, even in the road in front of me, I can see perfectly fine. All right, that's what it looks like out in the daylight, but that's what it looks like. Look at that finish though. I mean, the finish from the factory in that gloss black looks really nice. Let's start her up. This thing hasn't been started in a little while. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you found this information helpful. Again, the installation was pretty easy. It just took a little bit of tinkering, getting everything into position so that everything mounted and dismounted very easily. But overall, this was a very easy install. And I think the quality of the Memphis Shades fairing is really, really good. I really like the disconnect bracket. So if you are shopping for this type of fairing, I would highly encourage you to go with the disconnect bracket because it makes getting the fairing on and off very easy. Again, the windshields are universal. You can actually go on Memphis Shades website and buy different windshields, different sizes. They make smaller sizes, taller sizes, mid sizes like this, which is a 15-inch. They make different shades from a clear view through a light smoke like this to a darker tint. So there are so many options in terms of windshields for this bike. But so far, I'm very happy with it and I highly recommend it. So that's it for this video. Do me a favor, like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the comments section and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Also, subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps me out and I truly appreciate it. Because again, the more people that like my videos and the more people that subscribe to the channel, it just shows me that you like the content that I'm putting out there for you, and it motivates me to keep doing it and putting out more and more videos. So again, I just want to say thank you to all of you that have subscribed, and I do truly appreciate each and every one of you. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you in the next video.